Hey guys, it's Francisca. Thanks for joining me for your monthly guidance reading. So it is already March and I love March. I love the spring months, even though it's not spring quite yet. March just reminds me that spring is on its way. It also reminds me that the time will change soon and we'll be moving forward, which means that we don't have to worry about it being so dark at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So I really enjoy March, and also it reminds me that April's on its way, and April is my birthday month, so I'm really always excited when March rolls around. It reminds me of like possibilities and new beginnings and things like that. So this month I do have 3 readings for you to choose from. I am, as usual, using stones for each of the readings, and this month I chose Amethyst for the first reading. So it's Amethyst Chevron. This is a really great stone for the third eye chakra, for the crown chakra. Really helps us to remember about our connection to our divinity, the divinity that resides within all of us. It also is really great for insight and intuition and perception and things like that. So the second reading, I'll be using yellow citrine, which is a really great stone for solar plexus balancing and really helps to remind us of the clarity and the power that we all have inside of us. And we can all access that at any time. And then for the last reading, I'm going to be using Howlite, which is a really great stone, again, for the crown chakra. But this is also really good for anxiety and insomnia and sleeping issues. So if you have that, you might want to keep some Howlite next to your bed, maybe a bigger stone than this, or you can keep a stone like this size under your pillow. So if you know which reading you want to choose, you can go ahead and click on the timestamp in the description box below. Or if you want, you can use one of each of these readings for a different area in your life. I have friends who do that, who use like maybe the first reading for like their love life, the second reading for like their career, and then the last reading for family. You don't have to do that. It's whatever is most comfortable for you, but I just thought I'd throw that out there. So if you're ready to get started, I am. So we'll go ahead and get started with the amethyst reading. So again, amethyst is a really great stone for third eye chakra activation and crown chakra activation too. And let's see what the monthly guidance is for you for this month. I'm doing current energy, your focus, and the spiritual guidance for you. So current energy is the 7 of Wands. And then for the focus, we have the Page of Wands. And then for the guidance, it's the Hanged Man. And what I'm really getting from this reading is that clarity will come from singling out something, and then you're going to have to stop and wait and look at things once you've made a choice and singled out the idea. It looks like you might have a lot of ideas going on right now, maybe the beginning of something, and maybe you really need to tap into that intuition, that third eye, that crown chakra part of your energy to help clarify, keeping the focus on clarifying and pulling out one idea, one creative idea. It feels like there's like this a lot of creation and energy, but you might be right now feeling like you're having to defend your idea. Really tap into that knowing that you have, that internal knowing that you have. Sometimes when we are creating things, we might be fighting with others, and not like literally fighting, but like kind of like arguing with others about which direction to take. But it really helps to tap inside your internal sources so that you can create something that you really want to move forward with. And sometimes it takes looking at things in a different way and stopping and slowing it down. And so tapping into your intuition, tapping into your knowing, and also tapping into the core of who you are, going with your gut, and seeing what feels right. Because sometimes when we can stop and look at things in a different direction, like the hangman is, or a hanged person in this case, it's a woman, when we tap into our intuition and when we slow it down and look at things and then pull just one idea out of the many. Also pull one idea out of sticking to our guns, sticking to what's right for us, and then pulling that out, regardless of what anybody else says, regardless of all the challenges that you might be facing. Slow it down so that you can make the right decision or choice for you. And it's also going to be something that stokes your creative fire. So if you're somebody who's multi-passionate, who has a lot of ideas and a lot of things that they want to create, then it can be really hard to just narrow it down to one. But sometimes I really know this because I do this a lot. I have a lot of ideas and then I always want to like implement them all. But what I've been finding lately, and what you might find this month, is that if you hyper focus on just one thing, then you can really make some momentum towards that one thing. So tap into that intuition, tap into your knowing, and then you can slow down, look at things, and then move forward. So that's a reading for Amethyst. For the second reading, we have the yellow citrine, which is again our solar plexus, our core, our clarity. We can find clarity when we tap into our core, when we tap into like the knowing of who we are and our power source. It's a really great place to tap into and visualize like a fire there in a yellow light at our solar plexus. So we can know what's right for us. I mean, usually we do. Sometimes it's hard to tap into that part of ourselves. So let's see what the monthly guidance is for you. Again, I'm doing current energy, the focus, and the guidance. Oh, nice. So current energy for you is the star. And maybe it's a healing from something that happened before. Maybe there's something that's that you've been through, either physically or mentally or emotionally, that's really been heavy for you. But now you're in that healing phase. So you're currently, your current energy is focusing on that healing phase, focusing on moving forward and pulling the strength from the universe, from God, source, spirit, whatever it is that you call it, and just really tapping into that and bringing it into your core, bringing it into your heart, knowing that you're worthy, knowing that you are worth moving forward, and tapping into your insight, tapping into those secrets that that you hold inside of you, tapping into your subconscious too, tapping into that. And I keep saying tapping because I feel like there's like some tapping that has to happen, maybe some EFT tapping, some healing, and tapping into your perception and your inner knowing, so that you can make a choice and moving forward with a choice, moving forward with the right choice. Sometimes I feel like the energy this month is like there's so many ideas and so many things that you want to get started again, because you may have been in a period of like staying still. You may have been in a period of having to heal things. And so now you've been able to tap into your subconscious, and you want to be able to choose the right thing and choose the thing that lights you up and makes your heart sing. Just know that you can't choose wrong. We can't fuck things up that much. When we make choices based from our heart, we do things that nourish our soul and nourish our inner harmony, then we can't ever choose wrong. So that's the reading for you this month. And let's see what the month holds for our Howlite reading. And again, Howlite is a really great stone for the crown chakra. It's also really great for soothing anxiety and soothing insomnia, helping you sleep, and also helping you get like clarity with whatever you might need to get clarity on. So let's see, we're doing current energy, focus and the guidance for you. Speaking of, you know, having peaceful rest and being able to sleep through the night, your guidance is the Four of Wands. Four of Swords. So Four of Swords is all about resting, recuperating. In a lot of the tarot decks, sometimes this can look at like, you know, like resting after, you know, like being ill or something like that. But I really love that this deck really talks about resting and recuperating and taking the time to build your nest and having those swords next to you. And like you can see the heart is right here. So it's like really taking time to nourish your heart. And I thought I'd start with that guidance for this one because your current energy looks like you're making a choice. You're making a choice on which way you want to move. Again, with your creative endeavors, maybe with a job, maybe with a life decision. And I don't mean to sound so cryptic saying life decision, but maybe it's something that affects the way that you're currently living is what I mean by that. Maybe there's you know, choosing something that might mean some traveling, maybe changing homes, and leaving something behind. Maybe if this is something that used to fill you up and no longer does that for you anymore. And so you're making a choice about which way to go, and you're looking out into the horizon and you're saying, you know what, I think that it's time for a change. I think I need to move or do something, do some kind of movement. It could be a physical movement. It could be emotional movement. It could be spiritual movement. Maybe there's a way that you want to move forward, but there is some movement happening. There is a forward momentum and there's a choice that's being made. And the current focus is the King of Cups. It's choosing with your heart and being able to balance your emotions with the mind too. And so there could also be a choice in love and maybe choosing something, a different type of love. Maybe there's a different type of love that you will choose for yourself. Maybe this choice brings a heart-centered decision, or it could be a heart-centered person, maybe choosing a different type of person. Maybe there's somebody that you're used to dating. It's funny because I usually don't talk a lot about dating, but I feel like Source and Spirit want to talk about dating. And maybe there's a new way of looking at love or looking at dating other people, or how you date other people, or how you love people. And so making sure you take that time to rest in between. So that is it for your monthly guidance reading. As always, take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you enjoy watching these readings, you can always subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you want to hear from me on a weekly basis, you can sign up for my newsletter. The information is in the description box below. Till next time, bye.